welcome to Spirits Update. I'm not going to say weekly anymore because I definitely don't seem to be getting these out every week. But if you've been following us for a while, you'll know that making YouTube videos is not our thing. We just like to occasionally share what we're up to try and inspire people to get out on the water a bit and to live a bit of a more simple and different lifestyle. And just the joys of living on a boat on the water. We like to share what it's like and how it can be so rewarding and satisfactory to live a simple life on the sea. So welcome to this week's update. The last time we did an update, we were leaving Pearl Bay and making our way up towards South Percy Island, which is really where the Whitsundays sort of start. The Whitsundays sort of start at Scoreful Island, which is about 50 nautical miles north of the Percys. And I'm recording this from the beautiful Sid Harbour, which is on Whitsunday Island, and it's just spectacular. You can see all the boats in here, everyone hiding out of the breeze. We're in the lee of Mount Whitsunday up the top there. It's about 500 metres high. It creates a really nice lee and gives you this beautiful bay here called Sid Harbour, Sawmill Bay, Dugong over there. Then we've got Hook Island up to the north, and Airlie Beach about 20 miles sort of northwest of where we are. You can see it's beautiful. We're tucked right up in the corner here trying to get some shelter. But so what have we been up to anyway? We've had some absolutely cracking sailing. We've had some fantastic sailing since the last update. We got into South Percy Island and anchored off the beach there. It was spectacular. There was no other boats around, so we had the place to ourselves. And as the afternoon drew to a close and we had the sun setting, we had whales frolicking in the distance out in the channel between Middle Percy and South Percy. It was really magic watching the sky change colour and the whales frolicking out in the channel. It was really cool. I don't think I've ever seen so many whales as I have this trip up the east coast. There's every day when we've been sailing, we've seen sort of 6 to 8 different pods, and a lot of activity and a lot of whales. Sailing during the daytime's definitely the way to go for us. I just do small day hops up the coast while it's whale season. And anyway, we had a magic sail up to Scoreful Island. Right, just getting away from South Percy there. Beautiful little anchorage tucked into the beach. Nice little bit of breeze, probably got 15 to 20s. And we're just running really deep, super deep. Just got the engine idling. We're not in gear, we're just idling along. Just to a lot of whales around, so I'm just going to run the engine while we get through the passage here. And just to make a bit of noise, a bit of vibration in the water. Hopefully whales will hear us because there is an awful lot of them around. Yesterday we were watching while we were at anchor. We first came in and anchored behind the point over here, this lovely little beach. It was a little bit sloppy and the breeze was forecast to pick up from the southwest, so we tucked into the next little beach around here. Anyway, while we're there, we're watching about four or five separate pods of whales out here, jumping and flapping about. And then this morning, just before we were leaving, I was watching a couple of pods. So a lot of whales. Yeah, really amazed by the amount of whales that are around this year. It's awesome to see. Lots of whales. But at the same time, you've really got to keep your eyes peeled because they just pop up wherever. And I don't think that their hearing is so good. we only spent one night in Scorfell because we had good weather. You can get predominantly strong southeast trades along this section of the coast, so we decided while we had the lighter sort of 15 to 20s to make the most of them and head up the coast. So we went up to Scorfell Island. We spent one night at Scorfell, and again good weather the next day, so we shot up to a place called Chalkies, which is on Hazelwood Island opposite Whitehaven Beach at the bottom of Whitsunday Island. It's really just over the top of the mountain here on the other side. We're having an awesome sail. Scorfell back there in the background. And up in front of us, Whitsunday Island, about 20-30 mile away. Having a fantastic sail. Just cracking along. Magic sail up today. Just coming up to the bottom of Whitsunday Island here. On our port side, we're coming through, this is called Solway Passage. It's very rough out here sometimes. You get huge tidal flows coming through here at the bottom of Whitehaven Beach. As the tide comes in, when it moves south, the water flow moves south, it rushes through here because it's a very narrow gap and a wide sort of bay that feeds in. And then it gets shot out here, and when you've got a really strong sou'easter, it gets horrendous here. Actually gets quite dangerous. It can be a really dangerous little spot to come through in the wrong conditions. But today is beautiful. Look at this. Just drifting through with the main up and the little reacher. And it's just unreal. Can't believe we're here. Magic day. Magic. Yeah, you can see here Solway Passage. And yeah, you can see the water flow comes through this, gets shoved down this little bay and then out here. We're having a lovely sail. And yeah, we spent one night there, and then we sailed up the back of Whitsunday Island through Hook Passage, which is between Whitsunday and Hook Island, and then we came out around the bottom of Hook Island past Makona, unfurled the headsail, and we had a cracking sail into Early Beach, sitting on pretty much sitting on 14 to 17 knots. I think the most we saw was about 17 and a half knots. Beautiful Hazelwood Island, spectacular. Such a lovely spot, lovely chalkies over here. Southern end of Whitehaven Beach, Solway Passage. Yeah, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Whitsundays are really a magic place. We're just cruising, got the main up. We're heading into Early Beach. I've got Whitsunday Island up here on our left, and then Hook Island in the north there off the bow. But over on the left side here is Whitsunday. We'll go through Hook Island Passage between the two islands, and then it's around about 18 mile across to Early Beach. We'll have a cracking sail today, I think. We're just cruising with the main up at the moment, doing 6s in about 12 knots of breeze. Really nice, very nice. Border Island up in front, and that's Esk over here just behind the bow. Esk Island, the little one. We used to do snorkeling on the back side of that, and we used to do snorkeling on the southern side of Border. Yeah, really nice. So much to do around here, some really great snorkel spots, some awesome walks, and yeah, fantastic group of islands. It's easy to see why they're so popular, because they've got so much going for them. Look at it, look at that sun shining on the water. We'll be in Airlie for a few days, so we're running the water maker at the moment. You can probably hear it in the background churning away. And yeah, just try and fill up with a bit of water before we get into town, so we don't have to run it. The water in there close to the coast is pretty dirty. Anyway, man, really looking forward to hanging out here for a few weeks, months, years. Who knows? Stomping. Look at this girl go. Stomping. Go Spirit. And yeah, got into Airlie in pretty short order. We hung out there for a couple of days, did some laundry, got some more provisions, and then the wind was picking up from the southeast, so I shot up north on my own, dropped Mum and Dad off. They've flown back to Brisbane, and yeah, I just went and hung out on the boat up at a place called Woodwark Bay while the strong nor'easters passed through. And then once they'd blown through, went back into Airlie, picked up some more provisions, and then we headed out here around the islands for a couple of days, and we're going to be heading back into Airlie tomorrow, and we'll base there for a couple of weeks while we wait for Chloe to return from Italy, and she'll be back at the end of September, so a couple of weeks away and she'll be back on board, and then we'll come out here around the islands and get lost for a few weeks. And then we're going to disappear. We are going to immerse ourselves in this place, in this amazing place that we all live in. We're going to switch off and we're going to tune in. We're going to switch off to the chaos, and we're going to tune into this magic, beautiful world that we're all surrounded by every day. But we choose to complicate things. We choose to create chaos. As always, everyone, best wishes. Best wishes from Spirit.